Hello. Hi. Welcome to Story Time with Dick. I'm here to answer your questions like I promised you about 5 years ago. Sorry it's taken so long. You know, I've been busy. Really busy. But let's move. Let's do this. We got a couple questions here. Let's see. My favorite Beatles song. Let's start with that. What's my favorite Beatles song? You know, it's like, who's your favorite child? You know, can't really say. I will have to say, one of my favorites is probably The Long and Winding Road. I love hearing that by the Beatles. It's funny because I'm not a big fan hearing it live by Paul, but I really do like the Beatle version. And there's like 10 different Beatle versions that were recorded, and every one of them I really, really enjoy. So, you know, that's one of them. But, you know, every time I hear a Beatles song, it's like, I love that. You know what another one of my favorite Beatles songs is All You Need Is Love. And I think that is such an awesome song. The message is fantastic. So, probably those two, you know, that I could just say off the top of my head. But then, you know, I listen to all these other songs by them, and, you know, so today I could say those two. What's my favorite episode of Mega 64? You know, I'm going to say, besides the one that I was in, which I played Danny America, who needed $500,000, was the musical, because I felt the musical really showcased their talent. You know, much more than just doing these crazy, you know, videos that they do. You know, they became songwriters and singers, and I think that really showed that they're just not a one-trick pony. So I really like the musical, and you will see that on their upcoming DVD version 3 out later this year. That's a plug for Mega 64, by the way. Rocco. Okay, let's see. You seem like a successful family man. Any wise words for potential fathers? The best thing I could say, best advice I could say, is treat your kids like people. Have respect for them. You know, you want them to have respect for you, of course. Have respect for them, because they have feelings. And, you know, the one thing, you know, that I realize, in, you know, Nancy and I always treated Rocco, you know, and Dominic both, you know, their interests were important to them, so their interests were important to us, you know. And so we never, you know, blew it off, you know, and said, oh, Power Rangers, come on, you know, or whatever. You know, we would get just as excited seeing, you know, the new, you know, Ghostbuster toy, or the new Splinter action figure, or whatever, the Ninja Turtles, or, you know what I'm saying, or video games. Oh my, you know, I remember calling Dominic, new Sonic the Hedgehog, or you know, new Mega Man is out. Do you need that? Do you want that? So, you know, it's important to them, so it should be important to you as a parent. You know. Let's see. Let's see. Do you? My first musical love, and what albums would you say had a large impact on you? My first musical love was really a duo called Jan and Dean. And the first, you know, I had older brothers. One was 9 years older than me, and another 7. My other brother was 7 years older. So they were, you know, listening to rock and roll and music, you know, and I was just a wee lad, and I was hearing all this. So I was listening to music very young and enjoying it. But in around 62 or 63, Jan and Dean had a song called Surf City, and it just caught my ear, and I've been a fan ever since. You know, that really got me into music. And then, of course, once the Beatles came out, you know, then it was all over. Albums that had the most impact on me would be, of course, the first Beatles album. In America, it was Meet the Beatles. But that really, I'm going to say, changed my life was Sergeant Pepper. I was in 6th grade. I was 10 years old. And, when I heard Sergeant Pepper as this 10-year-old kid, listening to this album, and I was like, not knowing really what to do with it, and that next day that I came to school, I was a different person. I knew things that my other classmates didn't know. And, but I didn't know what I knew. So that was very impactful. Then after that, I'm going to say there was a few albums that really kind of changed me. The Beatles' White Album did. Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars, David Bowie had an impact on me. Elton John, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, had an impact on me. And I think there's a couple more, but those albums really affected me, and changed me a little bit. So there's the answer to that question. Opinion of the Rolling Stones, better or worse than the Beatles? Well, they're not nearly as good as the Beatles. I think the Rolling Stones, though their last album, A Bigger Bang, was really pretty good. It's kind of, I think had they just kind of called it quits about 15 or 20 years ago, they would have this huge legacy, kind of like the Beatles did, because when they left, they left this legacy as opposed to continually putting out music, and then it kind of is dwindling, And the Rolling Stones albums, though there have been some very good songs, they're uneven, and so they've become more nostalgia than anything. So I've always liked the Rolling Stones. I still like the Rolling Stones, and I still look forward to their albums, but it probably would have been better, as a for their legacy to kind of stop a while back. But if they want to keep going, their music is still listenable. The favorite solo album by the Beatles, is Band on the Run, I'll have to say. That's just almost a flawless album. There's a couple of John Lennon, the Ringo album by Ringo Starr. That was a fantastic album, actually. All Things Must Pass by George Harrison was a very, very good album. And John Lennon with the Imagine album is a great album. So is, the critics kind of panned it, but I really enjoyed Walls and Bridges, and, Mind Games too. So, they all have had good, good solo albums. My favorite, Band on the Run. Then I'll have to say the Ringo album, because all four Beatles were on that album, and it was just very well done. How do I like filming with the whole Mega 64 group? It was a lot of fun, and they're very professional. It's surprisingly professional. They don't go there just with a handheld camera and videotape and, hope for a good take. I mean, they do take after take after take, and they have cameras all over the place and boom mics, and, they take their craft very seriously. I'm very proud to be part of that at times, and they're very impressive, as you probably all know. When did I meet my wife, Mrs. Botte? How did we meet? We were in we used to bowl at a bowling alley in San Diego called University Lanes, and I was 17 and she was 16, and we went to different schools, but we were bowling on Saturday mornings, and we met through other friends, and we became best friends for years and years and years, until there came a time where just kind of looked at each other and said, it's like, I think this is more than, my feelings are more than friendship. So 1982 we got married. So we met in around 73, got married in 72. So there you go. On that note, I will say goodbye. Thank you for all your comments. Thank you for all your questions. I'll keep doing these videos as long as you guys Watch them. I appreciate it. I appreciate all your kind words. And take care of yourself. Bye.